The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
New names continue to emerge in the Jets' search for a GM and head coach. We'll talk about the latest and check in with a Jets insider on where things could be headed. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Jake Asman Show, and it starts right now. Man. This is the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We will bring you the latest on the Jets search for a GM and head coach in the show. And we also will continue our quest to getting more channel members, and you'll get your name entered in our raffle, our prize, a Jets full-sized helmet. So for every membership you gift, you have that many chances to potentially win. Or if you just want a membership for yourself, just hit the join button and sign up and become an official Jake Asman channel member. Joining us right now is a good friend of the show. He covers the New York Jets for the New York Daily News. Antwan Staley joins us now. Antwan, I tried this on radio a week ago. The phone wasn't working. Hopefully the internet, though, works here on YouTube.
Well, hopefully it's nobody here to sabotage me this time, like the radio.
I appreciate you hopping on. And, despite your choice in winter hat, I do still consider you a good guy. And it's fine. We could get through this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's perfect. So, we'll allow you being a Yankee fan. So you're still my friend.
Oh, man. All right. So we got a lot to talk about here. I just want to kind of dive into what has really transpired in the last few hours since I was live. The Jets have put in an interview request with a name that I thought they should have requested a while ago, and they do it today. Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo. Spags, who, of course, has won 4 Super Bowls, is a defensive coordinator. He's probably the most famous for winning a Super Bowl with the Giants as their DC against the 2007 Patriots. Your thoughts on Spags as a potential head coach option for the Jets?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, too, on a level of different levels. One, I mean, the Jets have, talked about wanting people with experience in the building. And, obviously Spagnuolo had some experience being a head coach, although it wasn't good experience with the Rams. But, it's been a long time since that happened. So I think he's learned a lot there, been back with Andy Reid there, and has won multiple championships with the Chiefs there, helping spearhead, that organization there. And I think, whether you look at this year or even last year, I think the defense had a big part to do with where the Chiefs' success is. So I definitely think having him in the building, just getting, an interview with him, I think it makes a lot of sense on that front too as well. And also, depending on who the general manager, combination might be too. I also think that might make sense too, because, if you see these requests, I think you can kind of connect the dots a little bit there, whether you talk about, requesting Aaron Glenn or, wanting to interview Darren Rizzi and, all these other names too, that's kind of been going out there. I don't want to get too deep into, the request names because we'll be probably here all night long, but I definitely think it's a very good request there. And I definitely think they probably should have done. That's would have been one of the first choices for my estimation too, in addition to his experience in the New York market and with the Giants.
That to me is a big thing in all this, right? Like, he's an experienced coach, won championships, would be a second opportunity to be a head coach. I'm sure, as you said, he's learned a lot. I mean, he was a head coach we're talking about in like the early 2010s. Like, it was a long time ago. He certainly has paid his dues. And he had told me last year, I had him on my Sirius XM show on Mad Dog Radio, that he'd love to be a head coach again. He just hasn't had any opportunities. No one's even requested him. Now, the Jets and the Raiders were the 2 teams today that officially put in requests reportedly for Spag. So I like it. I'm not saying I'd hire him, but I definitely would strongly consider him. I'd love to maybe figure out, is he going to bring like an offensive mind from Kansas City with him to be his offensive coordinator? I mean, he obviously has learned a lot, winning championships under Andy Reid, and he can handle the media here. He can handle the big, tough questions, big, bad questions that Antwan, Staley and company ask him at press conferences.
I don't think anybody's worried about me per se, but I mean, Spagnuolo. I mean, the Rams were still in St. Louis when he was there, so
Yep.
so that shows you how long ago it was. But yeah, I think you can learn a lot by just having different experiences. He wouldn't be the first coach to fail at his first job and have success in his second potentially. So I think it's a good hire. I mean, I think it's a good interview opportunity for the Jets. And one thing I will say too, I like what the Jets have been doing. Like I like that they all these names, all these people that they're requesting an interview. I think it's not necessarily a bad thing, getting to see, other people's perspectives about the team and also what direction they might want to go, try to fix this thing for the Jets, which has been, obviously not good the last 14, 15 years or so.
So today, the Jets, they interviewed Alec Hallaby and Mike Borgonzi for the GM jobs in person. Hallaby is the assistant GM of the Eagles, and Mike Borgonzi is the assistant GM of the Chiefs. We also know Matt Nagy interviewed for the head coach job over Zoom. He's the Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator. So those were the three interviews that actually occurred today for the Jets. We also know that earlier the Jets put in a GM interview request with Chris Spielman, who is the brother of Rick Spielman. Rick is involved with the 33rd team, him and Mike Tannenbaum, for the search for head coach and GM. So Chris Spielman's an interesting name because he was the guy who actually recommended to the Lions, hey, you should hire Brad Holmes, you should hire Dan Campbell. He was involved in their search several years ago, and now the Lions feel like the gold standard of like how to successfully, figure out your crap, for lack of a better term. So your thoughts on the potential of Chris Spielman getting an opportunity to interview?
I mean, it's not a bad thing at all. Obviously, he has a ton of experience, whether you talk about him as a player and definitely the front office there. You alluded to his brother being, spearheading the 33rd team along with Mike Tannenbaum, too, as well. They also helped Commanders last year, too, hire Dan Quinn there and get right that ship. And now you look a year later, look what the Commanders are. They're in the playoffs and have a big opportunity to possibly advance maybe to the divisional round, maybe. So, I think, it was smart of Woody Johnson to get some help, too, from external source there. Obviously, his experience with Tannenbaum is well known, but, also having that, Rick Spielman there, especially considering everything that he's, been through, whether it be the GM of the Vikings and also the Dolphins, too, as well. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. So, again, like I really like what the Jets have done so far this offseason, even, before the season's ended, interviewing some of these candidates.
What's your take on the process moving forward now? Do you see them hiring GM first, then coach? Is it coach first, then GM? It kind of feels like maybe it's contingent on which candidate they like. Like if they love Vrabel and he would actually seriously take the job, maybe he'd get the pick, the GM he wants to work with. But other candidates, you'd get the GM first. What's your read on how you see it playing out there?
I think for the most part, I think they're going to hire the GM first, and then they'll let the GM, and in conjunction with Woody Johnson, would then hire the head coach too. It just seems like that's the best play forward. Now you mentioned Vrabel there; that might be a different circumstance there. Although I think it seems like he's the odds-on favorite to be the Patriots coach moving forward there. And although they have requested the interview Aaron Glenn as well, so we'll see how that all pans out. But yeah, I mean, if it's anybody other than Vrabel, I expect them to hire the GM first. But if it happens to be Vrabel by some chance, then maybe it's a different conversation to be had.
Now, I want your take on the fact that they've interviewed Ron Rivera, Rex Ryan interviewed yesterday, yet I haven't seen any interview requests for Pete Carroll. They haven't spoken to John Gruden. Like, if you're going to hire guys with previous coaching experience, there's two guys out there that have won Super Bowls that are there who want to get back in. Are you surprised they haven't requested Gruden or they haven't requested Carroll?
Well, I mean, it takes two to tango too. So I don't know if Pete Carroll necessarily wants to come back down that road and become the Jets coach again. For those who don't know, he was the Jets coach for a year back. I believe it was 1994. He was the Jets coach and then ended up getting canned after 1 year. They brought Rich Kotite in there, and obviously that was a disaster. We don't need to rehash all of that, but but yeah, I mean, you can bring the request in, but I'm sure the Jets know that he may not take the job. Sort of like with Ben Johnson too, as well. Like they understand that Ben Johnson's not interested in the Jets job, so there's no point even making that request too. As far as John Gruden, I just heard from various people in the organization, that's just not the direction they want to go in.
Because of the lawsuit he has with the league, because of how it ended with the Raiders. Any insight into what you mean by
I
the
think
direction?
I think it's just a combination of a lot of different things too. I think, that's one of them. I think another thing too is just, you know, he hasn't. I mean, he wasn't necessarily very successful with the Raiders too at the time when all that went down. And then of course they did make the playoffs after he left. When Rich, I forgot the guy's name. He was the interim coach of the
Bisaccia.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Bisaccia, yes, Rich Bisaccia was the interim coach there. They ended up making the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like a lot of different variables go into that. And yeah, I was just told that that's just not something that the direction they want to go in.
Okay, how about Liam Cohen? How about Cliff Kingsbury? How about Todd Monken? I mean, if we're going to target offensive coaches, right? I'm surprised that we haven't had any requests for those three.
Cliff, yeah, I think that is a possibility there. I definitely think they like him a lot there. Todd Monken, a lot of people liked him when they hired Adam Gase. As you know, like it was kind of some arguments and debates there in the building there. I don't know what his interest might be with the Jets, but I know people when he did interview years ago in 2019, there was a lot of people that liked him in the building there. Cohen is interesting too. Like I've heard various things on him within the organization, but we'll see if the request comes down too as well. I mean, the Jets are requesting a ton of people, so I wouldn't be surprised if that would come down at some point too.
What are your thoughts on Rex? Do you think he has a legit chance to get the job?
With the Jets, you never say never. I think it's a long shot, but Rex obviously has a relationship with Woody Johnson. Obviously knows the ins and out of the organization, knows how to handle the media, and knows what it takes to win with the Jets. So yeah, I mean it's a possibility. I don't think ultimately he'll get the job there. I think what you have to look at is what is his defense going to look like, in 2025? Will he be able to, things have so much changed since he last coached in NFL. So I think, from a defensive perspective, can he come up with the times there, not on just on that end, but also hire a coordinator that can, have a innovative offense in this day and age. So, yeah, I mean, again, like I wouldn't count it out personally for the Jets, but I think it's a bit of a long shot that he does get the job. But, there's no harm in interviewing somebody like that, especially the last guy that had success with the organization.
If you're watching this live right now, click that like button. We're talking with Antwan Staley, covers the Jets for the New York Daily News. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so already. If you have any questions for Antwan to answer, write it in. If it's a super chat, it will cut the line and go first as we talk about the latest with the search for a GM and head coach. Antwan, I know previously you covered the Dolphins, correct? Were you on the beat when Brian Flores was the head coach?
Yes, he got hired when I was still on the beat. That was my last year, 2019 on the beat.
So you obviously have sources and context down there, and you know about how everything played out. I like Flores personally. I think he deserves another shot. I imagine he learned a lot from his year with Mike Tomlin and the last two with Kevin O'Connell. You know him a lot better than probably everyone watching this right now. Your thoughts on Brian Flores as a candidate for the Jets?
I think he'd be a great hire, to be honest with you. I would just be curious to see what his plan was offensively for the organization, because obviously that was a big sticking point there in Miami. And hired Chan Gailey, and obviously that didn't work. And then obviously people know about his relationship with Tua or lack thereof, and obviously that went into him being fired, and ultimately there, despite having 2 winning seasons out of 3. So, I mean, I think, I know it's been a big talking point there. I know Ryan Fitzpatrick talked about this on, his video there too as well. But again, like it seems like he's learned a lot from this situation with Tua. Obviously, he was not a big fan of his, but I think also is some truth to, what he was thinking. Like he ultimately didn't think Tua would be a franchise quarterback there. And I still think there's some questions there. Was he wrong in the way he treated Tua? Yeah, I think he was definitely wrong with that. But, ultimately, I think his concerns were very valid. If you look at what's going on with Miami right now, and they have some major concerns heading into the offseason where, you have, I think, Chris Greer, the general manager, on the hot seat. You got Mike McDaniel. I think even though he got a contract extension, he's going to be on the hot seat too. And Tua, I think they're all tied at the hip with one another. And if they don't make the playoffs in 25, then I think it's going to be complete house cleaning there. So I think I would like to talk. If I was the Jets, I would like to talk to him. And I also think that he would do a great job for the Jets too, if ultimately he were to be hired. And also, he's also, just throw this in there, he's also a New York native too. That's as right. Well. well. So,
And he hates the
you have to
Dolphins.
keep it
What's
in
not
mind.
to like? Brooklyn guy hates the Dolphins. I'm sure he learned from his first go around. And oh, by the way, his last 2 years down there were 10-6 and 9-7. And then he got railroaded when they tried to hire Sean Payton behind his back with Brady. They got
Right.
docked a first-round pick for tampering. I mean, so I'm right there with you. Now, I've been throwing this out there. It seems like it's gaining some steam online as well. If they hire Flores, how about Josh McCown? He takes him with him from quarterback coach to OC with the Jets.
Oh, I love it. I mean, that'd be a home run high. The way to get people behind you, one, I'm sure he would like his hatred of the Dolphins potentially. Him being from New York, and then you bring Josh McCown, somebody that Jet fans are familiar with and some love. Yeah, I think that'd be a home run hire. So yeah, I'm all for it too as well. So yeah, I mean, I think that'd be incredible. That'd be the best case scenario for me. Just somebody that a defensive mind like his, and what he's done over there in Minnesota the last couple of years, I think it's just been remarkable too as well. Getting guys like Andrew Van Ginkel to play at such a high level as well, and that whole defense is just swarming, and that's what I feel like that was missing with the Jets defense this year. It just seemed like the last couple of years, 22 and 23, you had defenses like that. And then once Robert Saleh, got fired, then it seemed like the defense was, although they finished to the top 5 defensively, numbers wise,
yeah,
it's a bit of an illusion. It's a bit of an illusion for me. So especially the points per game was very high. I think they finished like 20th, 21 in that area. So
anytime they needed to get a big stop, they couldn't. I mean, the Jet defense, if Jeff Ulbrich in his interview was like, well, look what our defense did this year, I would laugh if he tried to bring up how well the defense played because they were in yards allowed top 10. Like, good Lord. They stunk at any
top. They're 3. They were 3.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. They were 3rd. They finished in. Well, the thing is, like, they're passing. They didn't give up a lot of yards passing, but running and also the lack of turnovers were concerning for me. Like, they went through a stretch where, I mean, they wouldn't get any kind of turnovers, I think, until that Jacksonville game. So that was very alarming to me. So, yeah, all that's an illusion for me. Like, I didn't think they were a top 5 defense this year, although statistically they are. And that's what Jeff Ulbrich would sell, if he's going to interview for a DC job. And that's, deservingly so. Like, I think that's fair on his part too. But, the fact of the matter is this is definitely not the same defense after Saleh left.
By the way, speaking of Ulbrich, and you brought up Saleh seems like a logical fit to go back to San Fran to be their DC. I know he's getting interviewed for the Jaguars opening, but I'd be surprised if he got that gig. But your thoughts on Saleh and his future?
I mean, it seems like logical that he would land back in San Francisco. I think all the cards are aligned there. You could bring in Albert too if you want to. Maybe, they come as a package deal because the 49ers were interested in Albert as their DC last year. Obviously, ultimately, the Jets blocked it. But I think, having Saleh there, I mean, the defense really hasn't been the same since Saleh left. And, when Saleh was there, I mean, I think he was such a high profile candidate that, everybody wanted him. I mean, I know things didn't work out with the Jets too, but it'd be a good solid ground for him. And, let's say he stays there a couple of years, he'll probably get another opportunity to be a head coach somewhere else because he's still younger. He's 45 years old. So he's definitely going to get another opportunity somewhere. And, I think some people look at fairly or unfairly the Jets at a negative light. So with it, things that have happened in the organization. So I think Robert Saleh will get another opportunity. And I think him going to the 49ers just makes too much sense.
100%. I think he'll be a DC in 5 minutes if he wants to, honestly. He could go back to
Correct.
the Niners. I'm sure Cincinnati should call him if he wants to join a team that is a legit contender with Burrow at quarterback.
If Anthony Weaver leaves Miami by some chance, then I think that would be another situation for him too.
Yep, I agree with you. Now, this super chat came. We were discussing the possibility of a Flores-McCown partnership with the Jets. Fiore writes in that scenario, keep Aaron Rodgers, playoff run. So your thoughts on Rodgers' future? Do you think he's here if it's Flores and McCown as the new leadership?
I think I will never say never on anything, but I think it's highly unlikely Aaron Rodgers probably comes back. And I think, Woody, him and Woody Johnson just, seemed like they didn't, get along late on, just late in the season there. And, I think Aaron also has some questions too. I mean, with, new regime coming in, what kind of offense are they going to run there? How is it going to be structured too? I mean, I think you want a bridge quarterback. I just don't know if they want it to be him. I'm not saying that. I will say, I think Aaron Rodgers is the best solution to be a bridge quarterback for the Jets. However, somebody else coming from the outside looking in may not think so. They may think it's a different solution or a different quarterback might be better off too as well. So I have a hard time believing he's going to come back next year. And even if he did, I don't know if this is a playoff team. I would have to see, what moves they would make in the offseason in order to get there, because I don't think it's just simple as him putting Aaron Rodgers back in the lineup and getting Devontae Adams and thinking automatically they're going to make the playoffs.
Now, when it comes to Rodgers, Woody did say to the New York Post before the game Sunday that the future for Rodgers will be decided by the next regime. Do you, one, believe Woody when it comes to that? And two, if that's the case, do you think certain coaches would prefer Rodgers and maybe certain coaches would prefer to move on? How do you view who they hire influencing Rodgers? Because I think, for example, Mike Vrabel would want Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. I don't know if Liam Cohen, if they end up interviewing him, would want Rodgers, or Josh McCown would want Rodgers. So I'm just curious your thoughts on that dynamic with Rodgers in particular.
I think the younger the coach, then probably unlikely he's going to come back. If it's a first year coach, you want somebody that's probably, because it's a lot to deal. It's a lot that comes with Aaron Rodgers, fairly or unfairly. And I think if you're a first time head coach, you may not want to deal with that. I think you need to have a strong personality in order to deal with that, like a Mike Vrabel, maybe like a Brian Flores that can deal with that there. Aaron Glenn, I'm not necessarily sure they want to, but yeah, I think it's going to be certain coaches that will say, okay, yeah, we'll definitely sign up for that. And then other coaches nah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers did say the Jets need to get the BS out the building, but he is part of that too. Fairly or unfairly, it's a lot. He comes with a lot of baggage, and I don't think a lot of coaches necessarily want to deal with everything that comes with that. So yeah, it's gonna be certain coaches that do or don't. But I think Woody also understands that he may not want him back too, but he just won't publicly say it as well.
What was your experience covering him these last 2 years? I know obviously last year he got hurt, so he wasn't around a ton, but he was still there, and obviously full year, played 17 games. What was your experience covering Aaron Rodgers?
Well, from a media perspective, he always gave us something to write about. So that's all I can ask for. So I was actually happy about that. You go in the locker room on Wednesdays, Aaron's speaking. Okay, guess what? I got my article ready for Wednesday. And I thought, he may not agree with some of the things that we wrote about and the questions that were asked, but I think it was a respectful relationship between him and the media there in New York. So yeah, I don't have any problem with him personally. I know some people, media writers or media, personalities might. I won't get into some of the names that people that have problem with Aaron Rodgers, but me personally, I had a good relationship with him. I'm not saying it's great or tremendous, or we're going to go out and have beers or anything like that. But from a professional level, I think he was all as good as it could be.
And Jet fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach.
Sorry, I hit that by accident. It was like a trigger when you said some people in the media don't like Aaron Rodgers. I don't know why I played that, but anyway, super chat here.
Yeah, people should have called me before they hired Adam Gase. So I'll just say that.
Sam writes in, what is the playoff window for the new regime? Is there a path next year, Antwan, where you could see this Jets team being in the playoffs a year from now?
I don't know what the roster is going to look like. I think it's going to look completely different than what it is. I think if I'm looking at their roster as it constructed later on in the season, I think, for certain I can say maybe 15 guys that I would say I think I know will be back next year. Everybody else, because they signed a lot of people on short-term contracts. So I don't know what this team is going to look like. So I can't say if they're going to, make the playoffs or not. If you had to bet money, if you're putting a gun to my back right now, I probably would say no. But again, ask me again in March and let me see what and even after the draft, and then maybe we can talk too. But, I think after the last couple of years, Jet fans maybe need to, and I know this is probably going to be hard for people to understand, but kind of to temper their expectations after the last 2 years, because this roster could be completely decimated outside the young core like Sauce and Garrett and Jermaine and Brees. Those are the ones that I know will be back next year. Well, I think Garrett for the most part, but yeah, I think those are the guys. That's the young nucleus you're going to have moving forward. Everybody else is major questions on.
Yeah, look, I think the expectations being lower, it's a good thing, because
yes.
I just think flying under the radar, it's tough to do, especially if Rodgers is still here next year. But That's better.
There's no
for
chance.
where this team's at. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no chance they fly under the radar with Aaron Rodgers. Zero.
No. But at least the expectations won't be Super Bowl. We'll be like, can they be the playoff team with Rodgers? It'd be a different conversation.
I thought that should have been the expectation anyway. Especially because that was my expectation. They could be a 10 team that could make the playoffs. I think when you have a guy coming off a major injury like that, and then him being the age that he was, like, of course it was going to be some kind of, a little bit of a time for him to recovery time where he needed to, get back to his full form. And I don't think we saw that until maybe like November. And even then, it was kind of like up and down too. But I think that's the type of career Aaron Rodgers is going to probably have the rest of his career. It's going to be times where he plays like how he did against Miami, or both times against Miami. But it's also going to be times where he has games like how he did against Buffalo as well. So that's just the part of getting older as a quarterback. You're not gonna be that MVP type of Aaron Rodgers. I don't think steady like how it used to be. But you will see flashes of that throughout, as long as he continues to play.
Which the crazy thing is, this version of Aaron Rodgers this year, if you put what he is through 17 games on last year's Jet team, they're a playoff team with the way the defense was and how good Zerline was a year ago.
Yeah, I think so. If that defense plays as well as they did, then I think they finish 10 wins.
Yeah.
I think they have 10 wins.
I mean, that was the difference. And it's like they got competent quarterback play for a lot of the games. I know Rodgers wasn't perfect at the end of games, and the Buffalo game you bring up, but more times than not, like, hey, you got the lead late against Indy or New England or Miami, and the defense blows it, or Zerline blows it against the Bills, or misses the kick that he hits last year against Denver. This year he misses it. So it's like, this was the worst year ever, Antwan. The best part
he was
about
hurt
this year,
too.
it's over. Yeah, he was banged up the whole year.
He was banged up. Both, like, I want to say probably out of the 17 games, probably 9 or 10 of them. So, and in addition of trying to come back from Achilles, which you could clearly say, I saw him in San Francisco. I was like, yeah, you could tell he wasn't just fully back yet. And I figured it would take him some time.
Yeah, he got more mobile as the year went on, definitely.
Correct.
David with a super chat for us. If both of you had to place a large bet today, what coach would the Jets choose? Only one. I think if they could choose, it'd be Vrabel, but I don't know if he will take their job over New England or Vegas, potentially.
No, I don't think so either. I think, once the Patriots job became available, I was like, yeah. And then you saw what they did with the minority candidates.
What a joke, Antwan. They couldn't even put them on different graphics. This is the biggest sham I have ever seen when it comes to the Rooney Rule. And by the way, if this was the Jets, and rightfully so, they'd be getting crushed for this. I don't see the outrage for what Robert Kraft did with the Rooney Rule. This is complete nonsense.
It's ridiculous. Like, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, we all the jig is up. We all know what's going on. All know what's going on. Like, and I was like, they couldn't, especially how quickly they fired Gerard Mayo after Sunday's game too. I was like, that was a radar that set off in my head. I was like, yeah, I know what they're gonna do. I know exactly what they're about to do. So Mike Vrabel interviews there on Thursday. I would be surprised if he was not named Patriots head coach in the next couple of days.
Yeah, Friday morning, Mike Vrabel's now the coach. I mean, what a joke!
Exactly.
Honestly,
they can hire him now. Like, even the Jets, and the Jets have been doing interviews for weeks, even before the season started. They hadn't necessarily satisfied the Rooney Rule yet because they want to interview as many people as possible, which is how it should be done.
It's unreal. As far as David's question go, we will remove Vrabel, but if you had to place a large bet on the next coach of the Jets, who would you pick?
I'll pick Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn, I know they really like him. Obviously, his ties with the Jets organization too as well. And one thing that I really particularly like about Aaron Glenn, he started all the way at the bottom as a scout, which if you're a former player, you typically don't start out as a scout. Like, usually, sometimes they go into coaching, maybe a line position coach or something of that nature too. But they be a scout and get the lower level of that. I think that's great. I think that's going to fold him well moving forward as a coach, wherever it might be, whether it be the Jets or the Saints or whoever may hire him. So I think that's the likeliest scenario who I would put money on.
Hit the like button. All right, here's a super chat from the big fella. He writes in, Jake, new rule: no more trash ass Boston merch on the show. I'll tell you what, big fella, I love Antwan. I consider the man a friend. We have had copious nights out together at the Combine or Super Bowl week, all that. But we have bounties on this show, and if someone gives 10 memberships, I'll end the interview with Antwan right now. It's over. We'll get rid of the Boston winter hat. That's it. We'll see you later.
I'm definitely gonna have to worry about Boston stuff now more often when I come on with you, just to piss people off.
All right. So you gave your prediction on head coach. Throw a GM out there you think would work with Aaron Glenn in this scenario.
Bazanzi, I think from the Chiefs too. I think that makes a lot of sense too as well.
So Mike Borgonzi, or is it? Yeah, Mike Borgonzi and Aaron Glenn.
Bazanzi, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's probably what I would go right now. If something changes, then obviously I'm free to change my mind. But yeah, if I had to pick like right now, those would be the two names I would go with.
Love it. All right, Antwan. I appreciate you hopping on. We will let the Boston Hats slide for today. And I'm going to stop by. I'm going to the Knicks game tonight, so I might stop by Sabaro's on the way and get an authentic New York slice that you and I love so much.
Please do. But yeah, take a picture as well. So yeah, I definitely want to see it. But will you be at the combine this year?
That's the plan. Yep, that is the plan.
Okay, well, we'll definitely have to go get a dinner again, and maybe I won't choke on the cocktail sauce this time.
You're still feeling the effects of that. You were crying that night.
Oh God. I ate way too much of that stuff, man. It's so good, but it kills you. Like that horseradish. Oh man, it's a killer.
Brutal. I appreciate you hopping on, Antwan. Thanks so much, my friend.
All right, take care, Jake.
Antwan Staley covers the Jets for the New York Daily News, joining us there to get his thoughts on the latest with the Jet coaching search. Hey, tonight I'm going to be wearing the shirt I wore earlier on the Jake Asman show. That was my Knicks shirt from Roan. Roan now has a deal with the NBA, so they make commuter line shirts, the shirts you see on the screen, with the Knicks logo. So if you want your own, go to Roan.com right now, and while you're there, use code Asman, and you'll save 20%. Roan has everything. They have great dress shirts, polo shirts. They have pants. They have blazers. They have all types of high-end performance clothing. So check it out for yourself, Roan.com. Promo code Asman, and you'll save 20% at checkout. Shout out to Roan for being a sponsor of today's show. All right, load up the hotline. We'll take your calls coming up. We also are seeking more channel memberships for the Jet Mini helmet. We also have an Aaron Rodgers jersey that will be a part of the giveaway, and I am adding a new prize, the Joe Willie Namath rookie card from 1965, a card that you have to look on the back, and hopefully you guys can see it here with the camera. It is a card that highlights Joe Namath's Orange Bowl performance. We don't even have any real NFL stats yet for Joe, or AFL stats. That's how old this is. So if you want the Namath card, that will be in the mix as well. So we have the full-size helmet, we have the Rodgers jersey, and we have the Namath card. Those are the top three prizes for our next raffle. With that said, let's open up the Gusbuster hotline. Citybird's got a super chat for us. He writes in, Gino and Darnold have turned their careers around. Zach is next. What team does he turn it around? Look, I don't know if Zach's going to have a resurgence like Gino and Sam. First off, it took Gino 9 years. I don't know how long it's going to take Zach if we're ever get another opportunity. And Sam showed way more than Zach ever did. I always felt like Sam was victimized by the Jet situation. I didn't feel that way about Darnold. I didn't. I didn't feel that way about Zach. Excuse me. I think Zach was in a pretty good spot, and he just stunk. He had good weapons, an elite defense, a running game. And when it was going well, right, when they were winning games in 2022 with Zach, they're 6-3. That was in spite of him not really doing a whole lot offensively. He was managing the game. Breece Hall was going crazy. They were playing great defense. I don't know. Could Zach maybe one day be a good quarterback? I'd be shocked. I really would be. Ladies and gentlemen, David Atkins is the first to gift a channel membership on today's program.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive one ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
If you hear your name, this is from David. Monkey Man Stan. Congrats, Monkey Man. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat has come through the pipeline from 25. Flores hates the Finns. With the Rooney Rule BS and Vrabel most likely going to New England, I could see Flores also having valid anger towards New England. I don't even know if they've requested him, by the way. And Flores said that New England was his dream job the other day because that's where he started his career, so he'd love to go back. He said that he'll take every interview that's come in to talk. The Jets have requested him. If they can't get Vrabel, he's my number one. I want Brian Flores as the Jet coach. Cashmere says Pete Carroll should be the next Jet coach. I like Pete Carroll too. Talk to him. Now, I don't know if Pete would take the job. Maybe that's why they haven't requested him. They know. But I don't know. Until Pete Carroll says that, I want to try and talk to him. I want to talk to the guy. If you're tuned in live right now, hit that like button. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's time to get to more of your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello right now to David T.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit. Hi, Jake.
Hello, David.
Hi, Jake.
I'm adding the number 4 next to your name, David, because you were the number 4 ranked caller during the month of December.
Yes. Oh, you know what? Yes, I know, and I apologize for not thanking the people that. I mean, I'm like the weak link of all those fellas. I mean, couldn't even imagine being put in that position, but it's a great feeling. I really appreciate it.
It's well deserved, David. You bring a lot to the show. I'm glad the committee recognized it this past month.
Yeah, I'm just happy being part of your show. You know that. So I very much enjoyed listening to you and Antwan. You two got the greatest voices for what you do. And he's very knowledgeable. But I'm not thrilled about the hat either, to be quite honest with you.
Me neither. No worries.
Yeah. But his take on Flores and everything, which I learned a lot, and just hypothetically, Flores gets hired as coach, we don't get Brable. So that puts me in a dilemma because I was looking over the schedule for next year. The teams Jets are going to play, and it seems that Tampa Bay is one of them down here in Tampa.
That's right.
So my brother and sister-in-law, they're big Tampa fans, and I'm thinking, that'd be cool. I could get them to go to the game or whatever. But I got to do what's best for me. I mean, I loved going over to Miami so much. And, if they hired Flores and it's a division game and a meaningful game, and the dates depend on everything. So it's all pending. The only thing is, Antwan said about Robert Saleh would make a good defensive coordinator for Miami. I would not like to see Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator in our division, to be quite honest with you.
I think he's going to go back to San Fran, David. I
think you do?
I think Shanahan's going to bring him in as his DC again. I do.
Oh, okay. Get him on the other side of the country. That's you know what I mean?
100%. Now, we do have a question from Joe. He says, Dave, it looks like you have pink eye. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's not flared up, but it's an ongoing thing. I mean, it's still comfortable and all that, but no, it's not pink eye. It's just the irritation thing, and it's no big deal.
Marcelo writes in, David T, I can't see you. Can you put the camera closer? There it is. That's the money shot right there, folks. That's the door.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's such a fun show, and it's all about the Jets, but it's about people and people's personalities and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so do you have time?
I do, David. Go ahead.
Okay, so I about the Beast Breaker.
Yeah.
Beast Breaker?
Beast Breaker 666.
I wrote a few things down that might help him out in his journey to stardom.
Okay.
So I'm on the Beast Breaker train. Beast Breaker train. Number 1, don't be so timid. Tell us how you really feel. Number 2, don't speak so soft. Sometimes I can't hear you. Number 3, a little curse word every now and then wouldn't hurt. Turn the page. Number 4, if people challenge you, don't be afraid to challenge them back. And the last thing is, as an Asmaniac, I have a request. Since you're a musician, and I'm sure you're very good, can you write a Victory Jets song for next year? Because we're coming, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, great takes, great insight from none other than the legend himself, David T.
I got my Iron G. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
I'm just going to tell everyone right now, I see David T making a potential run to the Final Four in March. I think he's beloved. He's going to do damage in March. I mean, that last angle there, that was incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard David T offer some advice to the Beast Breaker. Well, the Beast is on the line, and he's next. What's up, Beast?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the grand jury. Hey, I make my own rules. I make my own things. Plus, I'm a legend. I make pay my fair.
Beast, call back with better internet. I couldn't hear a word you were saying. You know, you had JJ level internet or pre-using his phone Ricky NY level internet. So we got to get the audio right because Beast always brings in a very unique perspective, as we all know. PBM is up next. Hello, Mike.
Yo, what's up?
How are you?
Going good. I got a feeling that Ben Johnson is going to go to New England, and then Vrabel will be in Vegas. So it's our chance to stick it right up his ass because we play both those teams next year. Actually, wait, I don't know if we play Vegas. Do we play Vegas?
Who are they? Who are they? Jets hiring? I don't know. The Jets don't play Vegas next year. Jets play Denver.
Oh, they play Denver. Yeah, that's right.
Denver's become a division opponent. They play Denver every year.
Yeah, I know. And usually bad things happen every year with Denver.
Yep. Even when they win, guys get hurt and they're done for the year. It's amazing.
Yep, it's unreal. But yeah, I don't know. I keep McCown. I got Kevin O'Connell vibes, but Flores would be probably my number 2 if we don't get Vrabel, and then I think McCown is number 3 for me.
McCown is number 3 for you.
I keep looking at McCown. I'm like, he's gonna be Kevin O'Connell.
He could be, or he could just be not ready for the role and not do well. I don't know.
That's
they
why
got to really vet if he's ready to be a head coach, what his staff would look like. I'm not against it necessarily. Like I'll take my chance with Josh McCown over like Vance Joseph or Arthur Smith or someone that is also getting an interview.
That's why I like that the 33rd team is doing it, and there's like so much like exposure to people that they're talking to, because when you're interviewing somebody, you can get the sense. So I actually, at first, I was like laughing at the 33rd team, but I kind of like how it is. And Woody's kind of, at least it appears so, that Woody's not.
Yeah, I don't know if Woody would know to request Josh McCown if it wasn't for the 33rd team or some of these guys. So it's I like the process. Talk to as many people as possible. Look, McCown's an intriguing name. You'd have to vet if he's ready. And I'll say this. If you're going to hire someone who's never been a head coach before, never been a coordinator before, their staff is so important. They need to have former head coaching experience on that staff. Can you get me Matt Eberflus as the DC? Would Rex be interested at all in being the DC? You at least approach him with that topic as a possibility. And then also, I think if you're going to hire someone who's never been a head coach before, the GM should be someone who's been a GM before. Like, I just want some leadership and experience in that building, whether it's coach or GM.
100%. I agree.
What else is on the agenda, Mike? Anything else? Any words of encouragement to Beast Breaker?
I'm about to cook some steak.
You give us a call back, all right?
No, it's way too fucking cold. I'm going to cook and not be on the phone. I can't. It's too cold out. It's like 20 degrees or less.
Wow, PBM has become soft.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Thank you for the call, Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe Beast Breaker is back with us with functioning internet. Hello, Beast.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That one guy was cooking a steak. put a steak on, my friend. At least cook it properly. And when you do, leave it medium rare, like this much medium rare. Not like this, like this. At least a good 20% medium rare. I like it that way. Plus, if you throw a little seasoned salt, a little pepper on there, bam! That's what you're supposed to do. Oh, and
give me another bam again, by the way. That's a good sound effect piece. Give me a clean bam. I love that.
Bam! Oh, to everyone who's talking about the Young Bucks, hey, the Young Bucks are a great tag team. I know who they are. So before we get into all this, let's talk football, shall we? Rule 1, I think we're going to get Rex, and I think we're going to get Vrabel, and I think we might have Aaron Glenn. That's a 3-way annihilation, destruction, and also a crucifixion of the AFC East. We're going to face – they're not going to expect the unexpected. And the Raiders next year, they're not going to look like championship material. We're not going to face them. We got the Broncos. We're going to – you know what we're going to do to them? Man, run them over like shit do straw. Jaguars, same thing. They don't have a team.
Now, Beast, let me ask you something. How exactly can the Jets get 3 head coaches to all be their coach?
Here's what we look at. Vrabel, GM department, leave him there. Head coach, Rex Ryan, he will lead the general charge. And defense coordinator, Aaron Glenn, he knows. See, Aaron Glenn, he was a former Jet. He was very good on those Jets back in the late 90s going into 2000. You got to remember those damn things. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, we were a team that was a force to be reckoned with. And now let's just see where we go with direction. And I'm going to say this for everybody. Flores, no. He doesn't look like he's going to get my vote. Nagy, no way. And Ron Rivera, no. Ron Rivera had his time on the football field, but, dude, it's time to say you had your fun. You're old. Hit the bricks. We need men with balls. I'm talking balls of steel with no mercy intended. And also, right here, this is what we need. We don't need guys who have a soggy heart. No sogginess here. When you come to New York, you bring a big heart. And Peter Castro, you're a putz. And you know what? I got something for you. 44 special, 50 caliber. How you like them apples? Kyle, I have more balls than you. Get out of here, you dummy. Now back to business. Who's your daddy? I'm your daddy. And remember, I'm the real thing. You're just a joker. Let's get back to football, shall we? Defense, this is what we need to do. Our boys need to get big. I mean, they need to start pushing the line instead of going, oh, and I also want to give a happy birthday to Bobby, too. I hope he's feeling better.
I thought
who I'm referring to,
right? Bobby Midnight, sure.
I hope he's feeling better. I hope he's having a lot of soup and having a lot of good thoughts because I want to see him get that job at Burger King. BK, have it your way. You rule.
Yeah.
Hey, that's for you, Bobby. Hey, just hope you get that job at Burger King. And if I ever come to that Burger King over there, just make sure Whopper, no tomato, no pickle, extra lettuce, extra mayo, cheese, and put mayo on both top and bottom. I like that. Excuse me, Tom Ace, get out of here. Go get me an Arby's while you're at it, you goomba. Now, our offensive line. Everybody thinks that we're fine on the offensive line. No, we're not there yet. We need our boys to get bigger. I mean, 270 to 300 is fine. That's perfect. I mean, that's good, perfect, good shoving, That's what our boys need to do. And no jumping the goddamn lines. We have more penalties than the Ravens, the Bucks, and many other teams. We're embarrassing this year.
Happy Whopper Wednesday to you.
Whopper Wednesday. Oh, yeah, I forgot yesterday was Taco Tuesday. Hey, Peter Castro, I'm not the dunce. You are, butthead. And in the words of Biff Tannen, this is my official words for you. Since you're new here, I'm going to cut you a break today. So why don't you make like a tree Get out of here. Now, this bounty crap, I'm not interested in any of this bounty crap.
It's amazing. Every time you call in, Beast, there's talk of a bounty to take you away from the show. It's unbelievable.
It's crybaby shit. I'm not here for this crybaby shit. This is pity crybaby crap. I'm not going to listen to this. We're going to talk football. And also tonight, our boys are back home at the Garden. And, William, get lost, Vato. You're just a Buto who has no clue who you are. Get out of here. Tonight I think we're gonna win over the Raptors because the Raptors, they're easy. They're crap. They don't have Vince Carter anymore. That's why if you look at it, look at everything we have now. We got Jalen Brunson, who's kicking ass right now. I mean, the guy is great. I mean, I'm hoping the Knicks would actually get an NBA championship. I mean, we haven't had a championship since 1972. Do you know how long that is?
Dave Briga has responded to your Peter Castro diss. Beast, your thoughts?
Hey, Dave Briga, you want to do something? Go to the store and get me extra pastrami and extra provolone and get the au jus sauce and get me my buns and bring them back here and let me cook my own. Let me show you how a real man cooks a real meal. Now get out of here and go do the job, okay? Now scram. Do something about it. Sarah, I'm not giving you a headache. You're just you just don't have a clue. You're just a rookie. Now get out of here. Take a walk. Excuse me, please. Enough for the foul language, please. Can we, Jake? Can you please play that part with the warning?
Beast, you had a great run today, but the big fella has paid the bounty. We will see you later to the whole Beast Breaker.
You're nothing but a pile of old gabagoo. Offensive line, defensive line, offensive line. The first thing I'm going to address.
No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites.
Boys. I shave every day. I also represent real people of Japan. Get out of here now. Let's concentrate on football. Are you seriously on crack? I think somebody would call the crack department. Retarded questions. How about you bend over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
You got to respect the chat. The chat has spoken. Big fella has dropped a 10 spot. And that is it for Beast Breaker. As usual, same rules apply for Beast as they did for Allen. The bounty to get him out of the hole remains at 10 memberships. But for now, we shout out the 10 people who got memberships from the fella. A big. Eric Bianchi. By the way, 10 raffle entries for Big Fella in our next raffle next week. Chico Andretti, King of Kings. Ryan Rivera. Evo DeNicholas. Joel. Triznik. Hold the Onions, Daniel Nieves, Josh Frischman, all receiving channel memberships courtesy of the big fella. Joe checks in with a super chat. FYI, Jake, not sure if you know, but Gase is a strategic advisor for 3013. I did, but he has no impact on this search. He's not in the interview process. He's not involved in that element of the search. The only people from the 3013 that are in the room with Woody and Chris are Tannenbaum and Spielman. And for what I've heard, Tannenbaum has been very thorough with a lot of the questions in these actual interviews, which makes sense. I mean, he's hired 3 coaches that made the playoffs before. More of your calls right now. Let's say hello to the Hamburger on the Gusbuster hotline today. Hamburger, what do you got for us?
Oh, what's up, man? How you doing?
How are you?
Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. Bad service. I know. Usually I'm at home, but now that I work, I'm...
Did it really just freeze on this screenshot right here? This is one of the best photos
I'll call you back
I've
when
ever
I get
seen.
service, Jake.
Please never. Don't do it. That was a great angle. Man, that's tough because the Hamburger had a great face there. So I hope someone screenshotted that and can tweet me at Jake Asman immediately. All right. I know what we need to do to try and save the show. We had a bad call there because of connection. So there's one guy on the line that's here to save us all.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Glowski takes steroids. Give me some of it. Hey, child! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, child!
Yeah. Look at that big, sexy face. What's up, Charles?
Hey, Jake, how are you? Look, I think I understand the Beast Breaker can be a bit rough around the edges, but I think he has a good heart. I think there are people out there who are a bit too hard on him, now that I thought about it. But
I think he makes some salient points.
He does. My number one choice is still Brian Flores, but even regardless whether or not Vrabel gets hired by the Jets or by New England, I want Brian Flores because I think and I said this before and I'll say it again, I still believe he got screwed over in Miami big time. And I don't think he was really, I know people said he struggled finding a good offensive coordinator, which is understandable. Would I be against if Josh McCown became the head coach? I mean, listen, the chances of Josh McCown being a good coach are higher because, I'm not saying he was a terrible player, but he wasn't exactly a great player either. Usually good to average players become better coaches than great players because they don't expect everyone to be a superstar, according to my father at least. But
also, are you channeling your David T with this camera angle today? Dark Knight Steve with a great observation.
That's right here. Is this better?
You always look good to me, Charles. I do want to say this to Dark Knight Steve. Good to see you in the chat, my friend. I hope your recovery is going well.
Oh yeah, this is the guy that got in a car accident, right? Dark Knight Steve?
No. His family was involved in a hit and run accident on Christmas Eve, which is just horrible. And thankfully, I think everyone's going to be okay. But there's some serious
Dark Knight
recovery.
Steve. I hope you're okay, sir. I hope you and your family are okay. My prayers are going out to you and your family. May God bless and everything. Anyway, I'm gonna call you to let you know that my number one candidate is still Flores. I'm sorry I haven't done a show today. I still got the gloves Nick gave me.
Did you guys end up going to the strip club after your brunch?
No, we didn't go to the strip club. Nick went home. At least I think he did.
He probably went to the strip club.
I'm going to go to have dinner with my family now. My mother's home, so hope you guys have the rest of a good show. And
what's for dinner tonight, Charles? Don't leave just yet. We have
having a burger. Having a regular hamburger with a pickle on top and
cheeseburger, or it's just standard burger?
A standard burger with a pickle on top and some baked beans from Bush's.
I see. Is that it? Anything? Any dessert?
Might have some chips, some barbecue chips. What the hell knows?
That sounds good. What's your choice of beverage?
Right now, we got seltzer and ginger ale. That's about it.
Have you thought about having a glass of milk like Chiefs fan does?
I don't drink milk with a burger, no. I drink milk with my cookies. Anyways, peace out, Jake, okay?
I believe that's 2 pickles you've now had today, then, if I'm following your meal pattern correctly.
That is correct.
All right, well, you have a good dinner, and tell the Gorman family that we all say hello.
I will, thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to see that Mike D's Nuts is in the chat. He said yesterday that the Beast Breaker would force him into retirement. But it's good to see our guy, Mike D's Nuts, still in the house, and maybe has had a change of thought in regards to his take on Beast Breaker. Dark Knight Steve with a super chat. Thanks for the well wishes. I walked today, so all good. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to post the GoFundMe again that so many Asmaniacs contributed to about a week or 2 weeks ago when we raised some money on the show. But for anyone who maybe was away and didn't catch the show, all the info how you could support Steve is now officially posted in the live chat. So, Steve, that's great news, man. Continued recovery on your end for you and your family. Let's get to more of your calls right now. As always, if you get the membership, you're in the raffle. We have the full-size Jet helmet. Here's a picture of it. I'm sending it your way if you win. We have the Joe Namath 1965 rookie card. Whoops. There it is. And what was the third prize? Oh, the Rodgers and the Aaron Rodgers jersey. I also have another prize, but half the audience will love it. The other half won't. A Derek Jeter 2009 Yankees replica World Series ring here. The 09 ring. So I'll put that into for those who want it. So we'll add that to the collection of prizes as well. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam is too cool is next. What's up, Adam?
Hey, Yen, how's it going?
2 calls in one day, Adam? Wow.
I know. Got a chance to break away. So actually was thinking about this. Curious what your thoughts were, your opinion on it is, and kind of what you've heard from the organization. There's a wide variety in age of the coaches. So the thought could be, you go with someone experienced and maybe you make a playoff run, but what do you think about just swinging for the fences for someone young, find the next Harbaugh, Tomlin, so you got like a 20-year amazing coach that's never going to leave the team ever?
I think that's the goal, but beggars can't be choosers. Like the Jets can't just be like, we only want to hire a young guy so we can find our Tomlin or Harbaugh. Like think about how hard that is to do. I think you just got to get the best coach that can help you right now.
Yeah, it's tricky because like short-term, long-term goals, I don't know how open they are about sharing that strategy and what the 33rd team is trying to do. So,
well, I like Brian Flores. He's only 43. Like he could be the coach in theory for 20 years if you hit on him. He's not.
Yeah. Old. And then, bringing in Spags, I think is really great. I think it's great that he'd be considering it. Like, I know not every coach is going to consider the job. So,
most
I'm hoping that
whoever, I'm telling you, most coaches want to be head coaches. Like this idea that the Jet job is not attractive. It's not true. Like they've been able to request all the top candidates and have been able to talk to whoever they've wanted to talk to so far.
I think what people really love about Rex is just the passion that he brings. And I hope that whoever they pick can kind of bring that passion, with their own unique style. But, I think, not kissing Belichick's rings and all that, just like really just set the tone. I think we really need that as an organization, like the real pride of the Jets. So I'm hoping that whoever joins us as the coach is, really bought into that and really believes in it. Because I think that makes a huge difference in really getting the enthusiasm.
You want to hire the best coach. Part of the appeal of Rex, though, is no doubt his love of the organization, his love of the team, his love of being a Jet. Like he's going to win over the fan base with his first press conference. People are going to want to believe. It's a huge part of this, no doubt.
Yeah, no, that was it. So just want to catch up. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate you.
Adam, great call. Appreciate you. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Beastbreaker has just privately messaged me. These crybabies need to grow a sack. I'm with you, Beastbreaker. I think you add a lot to this program. But it is a democracy around here. We let the Asmaniacs decide it all. Hit the like button if you haven't already. I wanted to play this earlier, but I didn't have time to grab it. If anyone tries to tell you that Aaron Rodgers is not a good teammate or a bad guy, they're lying straight to your face.
I got hurt. I was taking a PJ out to L.A. to go get fixed up. And I was like, well, Aaron's got a jet. Let me just ask him, save some money or use his jet. I'll pay you everything, however it goes. And you save more money, obviously, using a French jet than one of these charter jets. Sure. Anyway, that's what route I'm going. I was like, yeah, I'll put it together. Cool. I'm getting ready. I'm getting on the flight. I'm like, hey, by the way, you never sent me, the wire information to pay these flights. Keep in mind, these flights from coast to coast are like at least $30,000. It's not cheap. No, at least $30,000. Aaron goes, I have the text. I'm not going to read word for word. Aaron basically goes, don't worry about it. And I'm getting mad because I'm like, no, I don't like people doing things for me. You know what I mean? He's like, don't worry about it. You're a great guy. You handle everything for everybody in your life. Now's the time period you have to focus on receiving help and letting that happen. He's like, let me do this for you.
The full interview with Eric Allen on the Jets official podcast with Jermaine Johnson there is excellent. And he talks more about how good of a teammate Rodgers was and all that. So check that out. Cannot wait for Jermaine Johnson to play next year. One of my favorite Jets. They missed him so much this year on that side of the ball. Oscar writes in, Charles has a sugar mama. He might. I don't know. I'm a Gorman guy, man. I'm a gourmaniac, as they say. Mike D's Nuts has chimed in. No, Jake, I'm all good on Beastbreaker. I'll still watch, but I'm done supporting. You can have that clown. Well, Mike, I appreciate you tuning in, but I believe in Beastbreaker. I think he brings a lot to the program. These nuts. As do you, my friend. So it's good to have you in the chat. Open phone lines if you want in on the conversation. Boomtown writes in. Gormanite, Gourmaniac. All right. Are we Gormanites or Gourmaniacs? I don't know. 25 makes an interesting point about Mike D's Nuts. He's done supporting as he supports. To think about that one. You might be right. William says the more you think about it, Spagnuolo could make sense. Look, I've always felt like for years he's deserved at least to interview for jobs. He would never even get requested. Why not? The guy's been under Andy Reid. Has won 3 Super Bowls watching how Andy Reid does things. Won a Super Bowl as the Giants DC. If there's ever been a Hall of Fame coordinator, Spags, I think, should get in someday. 4 rings as a defensive coordinator. And let's be real. You know, at first, it was all about Mahomes and the offense in Kansas City. They have been a team that has won because of their defense the last couple of years, including this year. I don't think Kansas City scored 30 points in a single game this year. And they were, 15-1 in games Mahomes started? NY Jets Man Cave says, BB is an idiot. Strong take. Zach Asman says, Gormanites. Purple Belt Mike writes in, Gourmand Stars. Interesting. Oscar says, Beast Breaker's turning into a legend. And Morris, I like BB. You know what? Let's run it up the poll. Are you a fan of Beast Breaker 6666? Let's start a poll. Here we go. Are you a fan of Beast Breaker 666? Yes. No. All right, the poll is live. Let's see how the Asmaniacs feel. A little informal poll right now. There are 479 of you in here. So click that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're presented today by Underdog. Get your picks in for tonight's Knicks game. Knicks Raptors. Get your picks in for the college football games. For the semifinals. There's one tomorrow. And then there's another game on Friday. So get all your picks in because it's all happening, baby. Actually, is there a game tonight, actually? I think I have my dates wrong. That can't be right. No, yeah, it's Thursday and Friday. Notre Dame, Penn State tomorrow. And then Friday's Ohio State, Texas. You can make your picks in with Underdog. Use my promo code Asman. And you can take full advantage of that deposit match up to 50% if you've never used Underdog before. Quite simply, they're going to make your sports viewing more fun when you have something on the line. And it's never too early to start drafting your playoff fantasy teams, which you could do with Underdog. So check that out. Let's see. Brandon says, hey, bud, not how coaching cycle works. Plus, if you want Rex Ryan as a head coach, time to reevaluate. I don't know. Is this directed at me? I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know who you're hey budding. If that's me, then you're going to have to clarify because I'm not sure what you're talking about. Mike says, hey, Jake, what's the shirt company? I'm going to buy one. Shirt company for what, Mike? You gotta let me know. The shirt I'm wearing is available at jakeasman.com. Papa Jet writes in, BB has actually mellowed out and tries to talk football. He does, and then people come at him. Stormrock says, Jake, I'm ready to slam these buttheads. We'll call in. Oh, wait. Stormrocks, I believe, is actually Beastbreaker's new name. Beastbreaker, your chat name's got to be Beastbreaker, so we know it's you. But Stormrocks877 is the Beast. Oh, Purple Belt Mike says the one you wore. Oh, the Nick shirt, Mike? Promo code Asman at Roan.com if you want the Nick shirt. Now I see what you're saying. Oscar writes in, Beastbreakers must watch TV. Love them or hate them, you have to stop and listen. I agree. Dave Brigger writes in, anyone that takes Beast seriously can't be all there. Bill M says, TBF paid 50 for nothing. No, he paid to get him off the show in the hole. Kyle says his football talk makes no sense. I don't know. He might be onto something with the 3 head coaches, Vrabel, Rex, and Aaron Glenn. You know, the Jets have tried to hire a head coach, but they've never tried to hire 3 head coaches at once. We got to consider that. This poll is interesting. Yes, 56% say they are a fan of Beast. No, 44%. So early on, the chat appears to be pro Beast. Also, open phone lines right now. There is no one on the line. You can get right in and talk Jets and whatever else with me. Mike D's Nuts with a super chat. He says, 25, I'm not gifting subs or super chatting like I used to. I also probably dropped a few K on this community. Mike, I appreciate your support as always, man. If Beastbreaker is going to stop you from gifting memberships, then that is within your right. But I do appreciate your super chat just now. Plus, if you gift memberships, you got a chance to win prizes like the Gustbuster you won. Maybe this full-size helmet. Comments, questions, super chats. Load up your calls on the Gustbuster hotline, and we will get to them. Although I feel like I might be posting the wrong link. I don't know. This might be the link from earlier. I think it is. I think that's probably why there's no one on hold here. If you click the link I posted, I got some bad news for you. It's the link from this morning. I put the wrong link in the chat. That's why there's no one calling in. I was very confused. So now I figured out why there's no one on hold. I posted the wrong link. My bad. Let me update the pinned comment to the link that's for this show, because now I figured out what the problem was. Ladies and gentlemen, I've identified the issue. I don't think I've ever done that before. While we wait for your calls, I want everyone to understand something. Mike Vrabel is still the guy for the New York Jets.
Would you cut your dick off for a Super Bowl?
Oh, been married 20 years. Yeah, probably.
You've got 3.
As a player.
Make him say no, Woody. Make him say no. Robert C checks in. Hit the Robert C emoji, everyone. It's been added. Jake, did you see the Jets just interviewed Matt Nagy? Yes, I did. I don't think he's going to get the job, personally. I'd be surprised. JoJo says Beastbreaker's the man. He does make some good points. C writes in, B-Flow rubs me the wrong way. Could be wrong. Not a stellar resume as head coach. Could see it getting ugly fast with him. Got to see who the staff would be. I mean, his resume as a head coach is not bad, man. He took over the worst team in the NFL and overachieved in year 1. Won 10 games in year 2 and 9 games in year 3. He's 24 and 25 as a head coach. Like, we would kill to have a 9-7 season, 10-6. And he's from Brooklyn, experienced coach. I like it. More of your calls right now. Let's see if we can hear the Hamburger this time. What's up, Hamburger? My bad for posting the wrong link.
No, all good, man. Hold on one second. There you go. Now I'm good. Sorry about the bad connection earlier. Usually I don't have a bad connection, but it's a little screwy. If anybody's going over to Whitestone, be careful, because all the cops are out there checking license plates. So if you got Fugazi on your license plate, get it off before you go on the Whitestone Bridge. So they're checking everybody. They're checking for tints. There's like 45 cops out over by the Whitestone Bridge. So if you're traveling, be careful.
Good piece of insight there from the Hamburger.
I got you. I just want to touch on McCowan. Listen, I do not want him as a coach because of the lack of inexperience. I don't mind him as an OC, but I think it would be a huge mistake to hire him as a head coach. Because, he's never done it before. He's never been a coach. He's just been a quarterback coach. He was a player. I think he needs more experience. That's just my opinion. Who knows? If they hire him, he could work out. But that's just how I feel about it. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, look, I like McCown. I would take him over some of the other, like, retreads. But he's not my number one. I still prefer Vrabel. I still prefer Flores, for example. But I understand why he's an appealing candidate. They think they think they found the next Kevin O'Connell if they were to hire him,
Maybe who knows? I don't know. Who am I? I don't know. I don't know enough to make a decision like that. But just in my feeling, I just don't think he has enough experience. I think he would be suited better to start off of OC. Maybe even us hire him as OC and see what happens in the future with him. But I don't know. It's just not something I like. I think Flores is my definitely still number 2. Rex Ryan definitely moved down the list for me, but I don't know, man. It's tough to figure out what the hell we're gonna do. So it should come within the next week or 2. But I will tell you, man, now that I'm back at work, there's a little part of my life that's missing during the day. I wish I could do what you do for a living because it's much more fun than what I do.
Well, you're doing a good job being a dad, Hamburger. Tremendous job.
Well, I appreciate that. Even Gabrielle says, "Oh, you want to say hello, Gabrielle?"
Hi, Gabrielle. Who do you want the Jets to hire?
Who do you want the Jets to hire? She doesn't know anybody.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
She's
probably
not that-
she's got just as good of a chance of getting it right as the Jets do. So,
That's absolutely true. But listen, guys, enjoy your evening. I just wanted to call in and say hello. Get a chance to listen on my way home, and unfortunately, I missed the day show now. So, but keep it up and love you guys. Enjoy, man. Talk to you guys soon.
The Hamburger checking in. Love it. Great call. Oscar writes in, Jake, as Chipotle just opened up in my city and I've never tried it, what's your go-to order so I know what to get? All right, here we go, Oscar. You ready? Take some notes here. All right, get out the notepad. All right. Walk in there and look them dead in the eyes. And if you think I'm kidding, this is the most serious I will ever be in the history of this show. Look them in the eyes. You got to hold them accountable. I'll explain. You're going to say to them, I want a bowl. They're going to say, brown rice or white rice? And you say, brown rice. Now, if you're really hungry, just note, this is a little advanced trick I'm going to tell you off the bat. That's why you're taking notes. You can get extra rice and extra beans without them charging you. So if you're really hungry, load up on the rice, load up on the beans. All right? So there you go. Black beans, that's what I personally get. Your choice is up to you. Now, you're going to say you want half chicken, half steak. Don't say chicken. Don't say steak. Unless you don't like chicken or steak, you got to go half chicken, half steak. They're going to give you the same portion size as if you just got steak or chicken for each. So you're maximizing your order by getting half chicken, half steak. Boom. Now, you get to the next part of the conveyor belt. Make sure before we get that far that they didn't screw you over. And always order in person, by the way, because if you order online on Grubhub or Uber Eats, they're going to skimp you on ingredients. Trust me, I know. Now the latter half of the bowl. Me personally, mild pico, sour cream, corn, guac, and cheese. Now, here's what you need to know, Oscar. If you're going to get guac and cheese like I do, the issue is if you're getting it to go, the cheese comes before guac in the conveyor belt order. So you'll get guac, and then it's going to be the last thing they put in, and it's going to stick to the top of the bowl, and it's going to make a mess when you open the bowl. Make sure that you get the guac put in first and tell them to save the cheese for last. Have the cheese cover the guac. So then when they cover the bowl, it's not going to be all sticking to the top, and your Chipotle bowl will be saved. The other thing you could do, if you like lettuce, you can get lettuce on top of the guac. A lot of times, you won't be charged for guac because the lettuce is going to camouflage the guac in the bowl. They're not going to know you even got guac. I just saved you money right there, and you got guac. The other move you could do, you ask for a to-go cup. Boom. Not telling you to put lemonade in there or a Pepsi or Coke product in there, whatever they're serving, but I'm just saying that's another way to potentially not pay full value. And that's just a little bit. I have more tricks, but I don't want to spill all the beans there. But the lettuce camouflage is a big one. Getting the guac put on before the cheese, even though it's out of order in how it's lined up on the conveyor belt, that's important. You don't want to ruin the bowl. And I got more for you, but we'll start you off there. But the camouflage lettuce is one of my favorites. The amount of times I never pay for guac at Chipotle is remarkable. And if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, find me someone that you know in your life that currently has 33,882 points on their Chipotle rewards right now. Now, am I sponsored by Chipotle? No. So That's their loss. Because I'll tell you all the secrets. I would hold things back in the past, not anymore. All right? I am unleashing everything I know. They didn't want me, well, now they can't have me. So suck it. Now, got that out of the way. Back to your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy M is next. Hello, Billy.
Hey, what's going on, Jake? I feel bad for Beastbreaker, man. We all misunderstanding that dude. He's great for the show. We should bring him back. Let's try to get him back. I mean, if I got my paycheck today, I would have got him out of the hole. But let me get back to the full football now. Spagnola's not a bad choice. I think he's good. He's proven. He had great defense. But him as a coach, I don't see that. I'd rather see my opinion, Flores head coach, Rex head coach, with either or, with Spag as DC and McCown as offensive coordinator. That's what I think. That's my take. Nagy,
Flores, McCown, I'm in. I like that. Spags, I like more than Nagy, even though Spags is a defensive guy. I just think he deserves. He can handle New York. He's got previous experience. He deserves another shot. I would need to know who his OC is, but yeah, I don't hate that. To me, I still like Brian Flores and Josh McCown as the pairing that I'm the most intrigued by.
That's what I feel like. I mean, but Nagy, I'm not into too much. I mean, he's pretty good, but he just hasn't done enough. He just hasn't done enough. I just don't have trust in him. And if we get him as a coach, it might piss me off. I just wouldn't want that. Hell no.
Peter says Billy is straight from 06. Love the haircut.
06. Well, I'm old school, man. I'm an old man, man. That's how it is. All right, Jake. I'll see you around. Let's free Beast, huh?
Hey, look, I want to free him, Billy. I'm with you, but the chat's spoken. 10 memberships, and the Beast is free from the hole. He's standing by on hold right now. He wants back in, but big fella put him in his place, and right now he's still in the hole. Jeffrey says, I can't gift on my tablet, so please use this to keep Beast having fun with the sodomites, at least until tomorrow. Wow, Jeffrey really doesn't want to see the return of Beastbreaker. And Jeffrey, I appreciate it, but it's a 10 membership bounty. Super chats have nothing to do with it. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why Beast is currently in the hole is because of the big fella who joins us next. Hello, big fella.
Hey, what's up? Yo, I know we're talking about McCown and everything, right? But who are other offensive coordinators that you would feel comfortable with as, working on the team?
The guy that's with the Vikings right now above McCown, Wes Phillips.
Oh, Wes Phillips? Okay. So, no.
Beastbreaker says you're a coward. Would you like to respond after you sent him to the hole?
Bro, you want to know something? I was actually going to say something like that. I don't have a problem with him. And all he had to do to get out of the hole was to apologize to Sarah, because that's the whole reason why he went in there.
What did he say to Sarah? I forget.
Yeah, I think he flipped her off and, told her to go take a walk or something like that. I was going to be nice and do that, but keep talking shit and keep getting sodomized, bro. So
he is being sodomized by you right now. There's no doubt.
Yep, exactly. And you're not hardcore. You're just a wrestling gimmick guy. That's about it.
Pure Adrenaline says, how many memberships for a lifetime ban? 2,000.
2,000. Wow.
2,000. I mean, it's a steep price.
Hey,
it's a lifetime ban.
10 G's. Come on now.
Yeah,
but
it's a lifetime ban.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there's that. I'm interested in this Hector V-Man saga that's been going on lately, man, on the show. It's like for the pride of Puerto Rico, It's very interesting. So yeah, Beastbreaker. Apologize to Sarah. I'll take what you said with a grain of salt. You apologize to her, I'll let you back out.
Jayquest says, everyone's just jealous of the Beast. What makes him less than any of you? The guy was attacked for no reason. Is he mental? Yes, but so are half of us in the chat. That's a good point.
I've never attacked him. So, but whatever,
Dave Brigger writes in, there is no animal as a lifetime ban on the Jake Asman show. It's all about the money. No, I just told you, Dave. 2,000 memberships, and that's it. But I don't want to hear it until we get 2,000 memberships, Dave.
Yeah.
I care about Beastbreaker, and I don't want to ban him. But I am a capital fish. And 10 G's is a lot to pass up.
Look, we all care about Beastbreaker. All he wants to do is talk about football. Come on.
What do you think of his 3 head coach plan?
It's unique. I'll tell you that. It's a bit inventive. Yeah, I mean, what was it? Vrabel
Big fella is a wimp. That's what he just called you from the hole.
Bro. Fine, I'm a wimp, whatever. You know I'm not, so don't worry about it. But look, who was it? Vrabel as head coach, Rex as DC, and or what was the lineup again?
I believe it was Vrabel as GM, Rex as head coach, and Aaron Glenn as DC.
That's
very unique perspective on the search.
It is. I mean, God, we're not going to be leaving any coaches for anybody else at this point.
Nope.
You know, yeah. I don't think it'll work though. I think what we need is probably, if we don't get Vrabel, Flores, McCown, it's a good backup. The defensive coordinator, I don't know who that would be if those two came in, but no, he's funny. Oh, he said he was sorry. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, good. Jake, if you want to let him back on, you're more than welcome to.
Nah, you paid 10 for the hole. We gotta respect rules around.
All right, man. I mean, it's up to you. It's just, you know.
Why don't we have you two talk it out? And if you're comfortable after the conversation, then we'll bring him back from the hole for the show. All right?
Yeah, it's fine. Sure. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Beast is unleashed. Hello, Beast.
Are we on the air?
We're on the air.
We're on the air.
Okay, good. Now, I'm going to tell you this right here. I talk football for a reason. I'm not here for the Jerry Springer act or the other comedy acts. I'm here to do business and personal and strict. See, I'm like Tony Soprano and also a little Richie Aprile. You know,
Okay.
I'm going to get hard here. So hey, don't take this lightly, okay? When you hand me a light wallet, that means you're a couple G's short.
Okay.
That's how it's simple. Peter Castro, I'm gonna tell you something right here, you jerk.
I'm not Peter Castro.
And get me a freaking pastrami and some salami and some ajou and some mozzarella and do your job and go do what you're told to do. Now take a walk, you idiot.
All right. Now listen.
What an idiot.
Listen. Verbally apologize to Sarah and we're good.
I am trying right now to calm down because right now I've had enough of a year. I mean, I lost my daughter this past last year because she said to me, "I needed a bullet in the back of in the back of my head." Oh no! You say that crap to me, you're going down in flames.
Right.
And then I had to deal with assholes from Wisconsin. Oh no, you don't play with me. Light a fire under my ass, and you're gonna see what happens next. See, I'm very passionate about a lot of things. Hockey, basketball, football, and truth. Peter Castro, I ain't no jerk. You're the bigger jerk because you know why? You could lace my boots, touch my jock, carry my bags, or even have the guts enough to be a man. And Tom Ace, you could take your cheap 50-cent monkey ass back to the thrift store and go find yourself a cheap shirt. You goof.
Listen.
What a freaking boomba.
Listen to me. Tom Ace is a good guy. Tom Ace is a good guy. All right.
Right now I'm starting to get a freaking headache. I take pills.
Well, the only thing is, listen. The only thing is, Sarah said that you gave her a headache, and then you flipped her off and told her to go take a walk. That's not cool.
Hey, when you light a fire into somebody, hey, when you have so many mental problems that you deal with. I got a daughter who's an asshole right now, and she's already learning what pain feels like the other way around. Because let me just say, I've had enough of everybody kicking me around. I've been kicked around for over so many years. That's why I'm unleashing hell, and I'm doing it the right way. Because there ain't no way you want to get under my skin. You want to fight with me? Hey, let's go in the back of the alley and have a Donnybrook.
Bro, I don't want to fight with you.
Well, thank you very much. I don't want to fight with you either. Hey,
Beast, it feels like there's a friendship developing here between you and the big fella. Is that fair to say?
Midnight, I want to, hey, let's wish that guy a happy birthday and give him the BK chant, which is, hey, Whopper, 5 for 5, it's BK, have it your way. Come on, guys, you should sing that part. You rule.
Beast, excellent call. Your thoughts, big fella? Should we let him out of the hole after that?
And Bill, he still didn't verbally apologize to Sarah, which I asked for. So if he could do that, he would be out.
All right. Well, big fella, job well done. I think you and Beast, you gained some mutual respect there.
Listen, I don't have a problem with the guy. I just wanted to be respectful. That's it.
Jake West is saying Beast the #1 seed.
The funny thing is he thinks I'm a wimp. That's crazy. So, all right, man.
I could see him making a run.
Yeah, I could see it too. I could definitely see it too, man. Yo, good shows this week, man. You're doing a good job.
I appreciate you tuning in, big fella. You're the best.
All right, man. Have a good one, pal.
We'll talk to you soon. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Carlos is next. Hello, Carlos.
Hey, Jake. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Carlos?
How you doing? I don't call much, but I stay tuned in to your shows. I appreciate everything you do with the Jet content. But I must say, if Oscar the Grouch is still in the chat, go ahead and scratch that. All the tips and info you just gave him, scratch all that and tell him to just go to Moe's and get himself a real bowl.
I like Moe's, but you can't even compare the quality of ingredients at Moe's versus Chipotle. Now, if you're telling me it's a Moe Monday and I'm getting the stack and I'm going all out and I want to be on the toilet for 8 hours, I'm in. But come on now.
And then one thing I wanted to say was, a lot of people talk about Rex Ryan, but I feel like it's time for us to move ahead, and kind of break away from that past, and just kind of get into something new. Hire some new blood, and with some experience, of course, not a first-time coach or something. But I think, hiring Rex would be kind of going backwards. I think it's time for us to move forward and look, to a better future, if you will. And then one more thing before I leave. I heard about the Hector and V-Man situation going on for Puerto Rico. And my message as a fellow Puerto Rican is, hey, let's keep the unity and let's not fight. Let's love each other. We're very, very, very few in the chat. That'll be all, bud.
Carlos, call back more, man. Great call. Good takes. Yeah, for those who missed the first show today, we had a little V-Man versus Hector again, and it got wild. Hit the like button, comments, questions. Your super chats will cut the line. Sarah writes in, thank you, big fella. You're the best. Chef Kevin says, Sarah greater than Beastbreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Chris G is on the line. What's up, Chris?
How's it going, Jake?
How are you, Chris?
I'm doing great. The show's been interesting recently.
Yeah, you know what? The offseason just getting underway.
Yeah. I was among the Jet fans that were, down when I found out that the Patriots fired Mayo. I was looking forward to them bringing in Vrabel. But Flores not a bad number 2. I mean, he fixed the defense overnight. And I feel like no matter who's the head coach, we have to have a ground and pound offense next year. So
they definitely need to run the ball more. It's not going to be like what it was with Rex, where they were running out of necessity too. They didn't have a quarterback that they were confident in that could throw, especially that first year. But they should be a run-first team a lot more than they were this year. I mean, Brees Hall had 0 games with 20 or more carries. How's that possible?
I don't know. And I think it's time to say goodbye to Rodgers and all the Rodgers buddies on this team and move on to maybe Fields and Tyrod Taylor next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. With that quarterback room, I still would bring Rodgers back if he took the pay cut and the new regime wanted him. I still think he's their best option.
Yeah. And one of my Giants fan friends was texting me about us interviewing Arthur Smith. If we hire Arthur Smith, it's over. It's all over. His problem in Atlanta was that he didn't maximize the talent and he didn't use Bijan, Kyle Pitts. And that's what we need. We need someone who can maximize the talent. That's why Vrabel is my #1 guy. But yeah, we have to stay away from Nagy and Arthur Smith.
Yeah, it's also too like he never had like a great quarterback, to be fair, but he doesn't excite me. I rather McCown if we're gonna hire Arthur Smith. Like let's see if we found the next McVay, Shanahan, O'Connell type in McCown if we're gonna do that.
I'd be on board with Flores, McCown, and possibly trading for McCarthy because McCarthy would be QB1 in this class. I don't think any QBs in this class are good, so McCarthy would be better than any of them.
Yeah, look, if you tell me it's McCown at head coach or Flores at head coach, McCown's the OC, McCarthy is the quarterback they acquire, fine, I'm in.
Yep.
Chris, good call, man. Keep calling in, all right?
Yes, have fun at the next game.
I appreciate it. Love the flag behind you, too. Chris checking in. Beastbreaker has responded to Peter Castro. He writes in, Peter Castro loves horse weenies. Strong take from the Beast. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. I mean, we have greatness on the line. We really do. It's very rare to have this play out the way it is. And I don't know if these two have ever actually met each other. So there's about to be a meeting of the minds, the likes of which could potentially change the show forever. Ladies and gentlemen, up first on the Gusbuster hotline is someone that this chat reveres.
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good. Oh, Jake.
Hey, Lane, how are you?
Good. So yeah, I was hearing about all these reports. About Devontae Adams. I think he'll come back next year.
You do?
Yeah, I have a feeling that he'll come back. I don't know. And you bring back Aaron Rodgers.
So you're on board with bringing Rodgers back with Devontae for the Jets, Lane?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how he's going to play, though. I mean, I have a good feeling probably he'll do good.
Now, I'll tell you what, Lane. There's a guy on the line right now that I'm sure will have some passionate opinions, and I want you to meet him. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is...
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Oh, hi, Chiefs fan. First time seeing you.
Lane, I'm walking home. Yo, I might have bad service because I'm walking home. I'm walking home at the moment. But they had the Chinese special going on. Buy a large shrimp fried rice, get a small free. So I have shrimp fried rice for tomorrow. I haven't ate all day, so I just ate both orders of shrimp fried rice. So that was real good. My cholesterol levels are gonna kick my ass for it, but oh well. Yes, I had fun, Lane, the legendary Lane. Hell yeah. I'm out here in 20-degree weather. It feels like 5 degrees. I got 3 layers on it. The fourth being the coat. I grew up in Chicago for 12 years. I was the type of person to go out in Chicago bundled up, and by the 6th year in there, I would go out in a white beater and a pair of gym shorts, tossed in the trash because I loved the cold. But as you get older, the cold just eats at you, and you can't put up with it anymore. Well, at least for me.
I know.
So my back is screwed. Go ahead. What are you gonna say, Lane? The legendary Lane. Let's go.
Yeah, so I was saying is that who do you see the Chiefs playing in the Super Bowl? Do you see the Bears?
It's probably gonna be the Lions. It's either the Lions or the Vikings. Everyone else is.
Yeah.
Maybe the Buccaneers if they go on a run, but who wants to see that? I'd rather have Washington. And if we gotta face someone, and if we're gonna lose to someone, I'd rather lose to Washington compared to the Lions and the Vikings, because passing the torch to Jalen Daniels would be amazing in this league. Plus, you get to piss off Philly, Cowboys fans, and Eagles. Well, Giants fans too, but they're a dime a dozen these days. They haven't done anything since Eli Manning. But I would love to really face either Washington Vikings or the Lions. But honestly, I have friends who are Bills fans, and I'm just like praying on their downfall. The same as my friends who are friends who are in Baltimore. I'm praying on their downfall. Hell yeah, 2-1 seats. But I'm just saying this. Go ahead. My bad, I'm talking too much.
Well, I was trying to say that, yeah, I mean, honestly, the way the Jets played this, it was like just really, really horrible. I mean, they didn't do good.
They did not. They let a lot of people down. Like, I was believing in y'all, and then after that Steelers game, it's like all like back in the day they use those big ass canvases to
Yeah.
get around on fucking
Yeah.
whatever the fuck sail
Yeah, I
around.
know.
It's like
This is a
all the
good
wind
stuff.
was sucked out of the sail, and I understand. I'm like, I was hoping to see you guys in the championship game against us. Little Rogers, little Mahomes, State Farm action.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, I have better
Yeah.
connection. I pay $120 a month for Verizon and don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Now the
You
funny thing
pay how
is,
much for Verizon?
I pay
Like, even a month?
$120 a month for Verizon with hotspot. And the funny thing is, thank you, Rick. And the funny thing is, I could be near a tower down here and my bar will go to
Yeah.
1. I could go out and go to a bonfire and I'll have 5 bars. So I'm guessing our tower isn't that close. And I've tried that before. I've even walked from one side of the city to the other side of the city. And when I get closer to that one tower, my shit goes out.
Yeah.
And I did that during a rainy day and didn't get sick because I just needed to walk. Like I'm walking more. I'm going to be walking 2 miles and 2 miles back on in a nice storm on Friday to go play Magic the Gathering and some Pokemon. Be out till 3 a.m. Probably miss the Saturday morning show. But I'm trying to lose this weight.
gosh darn banana.
Jake, I need to say this real fast.
Chiefs fan, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you here. All right. You keep going on the walk. I'm going to check in with the Lane train now. Lane, what did you think of your first encounter with Chiefs fan?
I feel like I was taking calls, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I couldn't hear what he was saying. He's static.
Yep.
Internet. Now it's his turn to have bad internet.
You know, it's interesting.
You
I've
see what
never
I
seen
started?
Chiefs fan calling when he's not sitting on his couch.
He's good though. How do you feel about what Breeze Breakers did? Beast Breaker.
I think he makes a lot of salient points.
Looks like Mr. Potato Head.
That's an interesting comp.
I don't want to
Hey,
get
Beast,
about
I'm
that,
letting
though.
you out of the hole for a second. Do you,
Yeah,
do
can
you,
I join
do
him?
you think you look like Mr. Potato Head? Beast, you're on mute. You're on mute, Beast. We can't hear you.
How do you feel about the Jets Beast Breaker?
Hey, nobody makes fun of Mr.
Beast, your internet in the hole is brutal.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. Where's Bobby when you need him? I heard he wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, Bobby's a little under the weather, so hopefully he's
I
resting
wish
up.
I could see how he is. I mean, too bit.
Yep.
Maybe it's just from, allergy season.
How's your bed, Lane? Are you taking a nap?
No. I've been thinking about the whole... Oop! There goes my alarm clock. I don't know why I set it for 6 p.m. It's not this morning, but honestly, I think that the Giants have to do better. Because the way they played this year, honestly, I don't think it's good. Now, I keep hearing in the chat that Sam Darnold wants to go to the Giants. I don't think he's going to go. People are just making it up.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to the Giants. I think he'll stay
Yeah,
with the
maybe.
Vikings.
Yeah, I think he'll stay with the Vikings. He wants too much. Because if he goes back to, I don't see him going back to the Jets. I don't think he'll go back because he's too good.
I agree.
Yeah. And what else? Yeah, Chipotle food is probably pretty good though.
Would you have some Chipotle?
Well, I used to, but no, just hearing because somebody was talking about Mexican food.
Do you like Mexican food?
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the soft tacos actually. It was quite filling after. I think my stomach was hurting that night. Actually, I had to go use the bathroom for a little bit. I was sitting on the toilet. But it was good though.
It's good to hear, Lane. Well, I appreciate you calling in as always. Good call today.
Yes, thank you. I have some more people online. All right, bye-bye. Thank
Ladies
you for
and
taking my call.
The Lane train.
Hi. Sorry, everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat from JR. Didn't want to spill the beans on Chipotle hacks, huh? Seriously, though, I think McCown would actually be good for us as an OC, but head coach, I don't know. It'd be risky, JR. If they did hire him as a head coach, it would be banking on, hey, we found the next McVay, Shanahan, O'Connell. Do you trust the Jets to find that guy? I mean, probably not, but I don't know if we thought Kevin O'Connell was a lock to be an amazing coach when he got hired. So it's all part of it. Dave writes in, Jake, if you receive 2,000 memberships, all it would take is the next amount higher to free Beastbreaker or whoever. You're truly a capitalist, which I appreciate. Dave, 1,000%. If you paid me 2,000 memberships to ban Beastbreaker, the first person to pay me 2,001 memberships will get Beastbreaker out. They call me Jake Asman Soto. I'm going to the highest bidder. All right? I can give a damn about the Mets. No one wants to play for the Mets, you Met fans. Ha, ha, ha. I'd play for the Pirates if they offered me $805 million. Nate writes in, speaking of the Mets, Beastbreaker is Duke, number 1 seed. Everybody absolutely hates. Few love. Beastbreaker probably is Duke. You either love him or hate him. You have an opinion on the guy. There's no doubt. And look, Big Fella gave me permission to take Beast out of the hole. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do exactly that.
Holy crap, here comes Beastbreaker 666.
Why don't you get your fat ass on a treadmill and go the distance with me?
Is that Bobby Midnight?
I'm not into politics, and I already told you that.
I might be big, but I'm going to be bad enough to put you out.
Beastbreaker always has some salient points.
Hello, Beast. What'd you think of your new intro?
Wow. Amazing. I thought I was watching Celebrity Deathmatch from 1999. You might remember that. Celebrity Deathmatch? You remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
MTV used to have that back in the late 90s. I think it was 1999. It was so funny. You would be going, oh, my God. They did some crazy stuff back then when MTV was cool. MTV now is dead. And right now, a lot of people on this page is really lighting a fire into my ass. It's called, you want to war with me, I'm going to bust you and break you. I'm tired of stupid people who give me a headache and people who piss me off to the point where I've just had enough. I come in for football and also some other good things in life. I've had enough.
Now, Beast, this is Super Chats here from Big Fella. So you spoke to him before. He said we could get you out of the hole. But he just wrote in, Jake, with Beastbreaker's name calling, I have decided that until he verbally apologizes to Sarah, I'll ban him on every show I watch.
Big fella, you don't know my situation right now, so please don't get involved in a situation which right now I don't have a daughter right now because right now she's being an asshole right now. So don't give me any of your problems right now. I don't need any extra aggravation. I already got enough knots in my stomach, and I already have enough problems with my damn heart. So don't give me any more of your headaches.
Now, what if you apologize to Sarah? All right.
I understand that, but business is business. But when you unleash a fire into my ass, you're gonna pay for it. I had enough.
To be clear, you still have a daughter. She's just not. You just two aren't currently talking right now. Am I following?
I don't like this attitude. Right now, she's acting like a complete ass. She's making a fool out of herself, and right now, what she's doing is so asinine. It's made me look bad. And the thing is, I was living in Jersey for a long time, from 2013 to 2019. And then I've moved from state to state because money kept getting so goddamn tight. And right now, I'm going through enough struggles right now. I'm trying to get myself back up, but it's getting freaking difficult to do anything any these days. I mean, I love the football. Peter Castro, get the hell out of my face before I knock your teeth out, you prick. Now get out of here, you goof. You don't know my situation, so get the F out of here.
Chef Kevin says you make yourself look bad.
I love this channel. Don't get me wrong. Fast food, really, fastest food. You need a reality check, and you need a punch in the balls. Get out of my face before I give it to you, you asshole. You all can wait. I need to calm down. I've had enough on my plate. You all don't know the shit I go through. Oh, Hector, you want to get punched, boy? Boy, you want to get punched? You don't want to rumble with me, boy. I'll knock you out so fast you'll go down in a heartbeat. Fat boy, Peter Castro, I will kick your teeth down your throat, and I will roll you up like a bowling ball and send you right down where the pins are at, you melon head. Jersey Jet, you're a dickbag. You could go take yourself and go free yourself. Blind people, oh really? Gator, I got news for you, Buster. Take the 50 special.
Now you did like Gator's intro for you though, right? You got to give him credit for that.
Yes, I give him credit, but right now he's acting like some kind of a dick bag because he's got nothing better to do but play Oscar Mayer Wiener. Well, I don't got time for that. I'm here for football and other things in life. But if you're gonna let it fly into my ass, don't even try, because I will break you.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Hey, listen.
Don't fucking
no.
try.
Listen, do not. All you have to do is say, "I'm sorry, Sarah," and I go away.
I've done that 3 times already. Don't you read
have
English?
to say it. Say it now, and then it's done.
You really want to get socked, don't you? You're really already.
Yeah, I've been socked so many times, it's unbelievable. All right, just say, "I'm sorry, Sarah," and it's over. And I'll go away. There will be no ban. There'll be no nothing. You can keep doing your stuff. Just say, "I'm sorry, Sarah," and that's it.
Good. Get the hell out of here. I'll do my part. Sarah, I apologize to you, but to this goofball right here, take your clown ball, cotton ball, and walk.
Me?
Yeah,
Me?
I already apologized to Sarah. I already said my piece.
Good.
Now take your
That's all I
cotton
wanted.
ball and get out of here.
Beastbreaker, I love you. You're the best. Have a good day, pal.
Take your cotton ball and get out of here. Walk.
Oh, God.
Take a walk. Get out of here.
Bro.
My nerves are already getting freaking pushed. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, this is life. This is my life. It's been so freaking tough. You try having kids, and it's getting really rough these days. I mean, the world is not a normal place, but I love the Jets, don't get me wrong, and I like the Giants and the Rangers and the Knicks, and I love the New York Mets, but I'm never going to be a Yankee. I'll tell you that right now. I'll never be a goddamn Yankee. I must be
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Hey, Beast, what's up, my man? Listen, it's not a rumble, Jake. It's not a rumble. Go get your guitar. Come on, let's play some songs. Let's play some songs. I'm on your side.
Right,
relax. Come on, let's get the guitar. Go get the guitar.
Well, let's see. What do you got? What do you want to go with? Do you want to go with?
We're gonna sing the King Kong Bundy song. Come on.
Wait a second. Yo. Let me give you a treat too.
Let me see the King Kong Bundy.
Let me see it. Wait a second. Yo.
There you go. Come on. We're gonna sing the Jet song together. Come on.
Wait. I'm warming this up. We're gonna warm up a little fire.
Let's warm up. Come on. Let's warm up. Because I'm cold out here. It's 18 degrees out here. Come on.
Now, you've never heard of Power of the Beast, but get ready.
Come on, Power of the Beast, baby. Let's go. Come on. There you go. Come on.
Holy crap, here comes Beastbreaker 666.
Why don't you get your fat ass on a treadmill and go the distance with me?
Is that Bobby Midnight?
I'm not into politics, and I already told you that.
I might be big, but I'm going to be bad enough to put you out.
Beastbreaker always has some salient points.
What a performance that was. He was shredded. Beast, excellent job, man. Way to bring it today. A couple more of your calls before we wrap. Let's say hello to the great Chef Kevin, who's next. What's up, Kev?
Hey, what up, Jake? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm hanging in. How are you?
Yeah, chilling, man. I didn't really have any of the Jet stuff, man. I wasn't planning on calling, but with that dude Beastbreaker, since it felt like he was basically just like venting all of his frustrations and mishaps and misfortunes or whatever from what he said maybe about a week ago. It seemed like everything was good, traveling around the world. Now all of a sudden things are starting to happen or whatever. So I'm like, hey, look, you making yourself look bad. That's what I put in the chat. That's what you put up. And then all of a sudden he's talking about grab my balls and shit. So I don't know what the hell that loose stuff. That's the only reason why I called to just clarify. Like
things escalated very quickly. It seems.
Yeah. So I just channeled my inner big fella. I'm here on the bed or whatever. Just wanted to.
Do you want to talk to the Beast? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want to see why he want to grab my balls.
Beast, you're back on the show. What do you got for us? Beast, you there? I think all that shredding might have destroyed his internet.
Yo, it's all good. I wasn't really feeling that music anyway. I listen to everything, but I don't know what was going on with that stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to the Rick Kents, the big fella, the Billy's, who was a Mimosa, all those people putting out those memberships and whatnot or whatever to get homeboy out of here. He said he wanted to talk about football, but I hear a bunch of complaining, nonsense. Yeah, it's a little entertaining, but after a while, it's just a whole bunch of that, man, talking about the Jet stuff. The three coaches, two of those coaches are defensive coordinators. Like, that would be their spot. It don't really make no sense. They'll all try to be the alpha. I mean, that didn't really make any kind of sense.
The poll result has shifted as well, Chef Kevin. No, 55% are you a fan of Beastbreaker, but 45% still saying yes. But before, it was reverse.
Yeah, well, I was one of those that was definitely not on board or whatever.
Not a Beast guy. Now, what would Beastbreaker have to do to get you on board?
The thing is, just like the insults, the getting on other people, the anger. If he was like an honest man and was being truthful and was preaching what he was talking about, saying, "Hey, I just want to talk about football," then just channel out all that talk from other people saying things, whatever. Channel all that out. Just like what Coach Staley used to say, you ain't popping if you ain't got no haters. So if they hating, just leave them alone. Just do your thing, talk your Jet stuff and all that. Like, with me, I'm a longer Jet fan than him. I know we started maybe about 15, 20 years ago or so. I'm double that or whatever. But to show your fandom, rep the Jets. Because when he is talking about that, who's this, Allen? He's back.
Allen's a big fan of Beastbreaker.
Yeah. So I mean, with Allen, they're totally different, man. They're totally different. Allen is everybody's favorite villain. I almost think like the trolls kind of going out voting wise or whatever for Beastbreaker. The points, I miss the points, man. Like the valid points. I understand what you're kind of doing, Jake, but I'm getting lost in the mix, man. Really trying to filter out what's like really sustainable, what's going to work. Because to be honest, the offensive line gave Rodgers some time in the pocket. I mean, if the one thing I wish that we did a little bit more was like pulling. Like if you're gonna like do a run play, get AVT, pull him, have him go around, run to the left side, open, like create some space.
That's all the running game coordinator. That's Keith Carter. That's why when we talk about like bringing Rodgers back, like bring them back with a different offensive scheme. Like, they should be a team that runs the ball way more than they did this year.
It just seemed, it was just like straight up like blocking to the left, blocking to the right. When you're blocking the person in front of you, you're just going to the second level. It was like amateur kind of like blocking. You saw nobody, no guards were pulling. There was nothing creative on the line. Obviously, we all don't like Keith Carter and just know that the stuff really wasn't working. And Middleton, I know a lot of people like him, but with the tight end group that he had this year, like, there wasn't a lot of production when it came to the run game, when it came to blocking schemes and whatnot. Like, we were, kind of talking about just eliminating one of the tight ends, because when you saw Ruckert and Conklin in, when it was a run play, like, they didn't really do the greatest of job. And when Tyron was still healthy, Olu, you just throw him in as a sixth lineman or whatever, and pull Ruckert out of there. Like, that's kind of the way to go if you're really trying to run, because that's what the Bills do. The Bills, they have six linemen at times, and all they do is just run. And you see Josh Allen, like, he has just so much time in the pocket. Like, next year, we could talk about the draft and say this or that, but until we really know the GM, the coaching staff, and know if we're going to keep Rodgers or not, like, we really don't know what the X and the O's are going to be when it comes to offense and defense. We really don't have an identity at this point, other than us just being the same old Jets. Like, other than until we kind of figure this out, which it seems like we're just pulling everybody now. We're just getting all kinds of people in the building just trying to talk. And
which I like, by the way. I like that. Vet as many people as possible. You have all the time. You have the advantage of starting this process before any other team. And you can't, by the way, anyone with the team, that's like Aaron Glenn, for example, or Flores, they can't in-person interview that guy until January 19th. So we got ways to go.
Agree. And with this, too, you don't know who you can also pull, too, to be a part of the staff.
Yep.
So, and on top of that, and see who else you could bring in. So, like, with Rex, now, I'm not going to say I'm completely against it. Like, the bringing Rex in as a head coach, like, that's, towards the bottom. But if we do get him, I'm not going to be, like, pissed off. But him literally saying, like, he doesn't really know what the staff is, I'm just hoping that he's playing a game like he does know or whatever, or maybe he's just trying to figure it out. Like, it doesn't sound good. All right. So the Spagnuolo thing, that was nice, because my buddy, he used to play for the Chiefs and said a lot of good things about Spag. So, I mean, that's very intriguing, man, to see if, like, he could come and then see what other kind of coordinators he can bring to the table. And special teams, man, special teams this year really wasn't our thing, man. The last couple of years, I really feel like special teams was it. So just getting another special teams coach in to kind of do something different. We only had that one return for a touchdown against the Seahawks. Other than that, like, we didn't really move the ball at all when it came to kick returns and punt returns. Nothing really creative. Ashton Davis, he had that little sneak or whatever. But other than that, man, like, the creative stuff there wasn't happening. Moore said, he did the best that he could, but he wasn't pinning the teams back inside the 5 like he did last year, several times inside the 10, several times. Like, we weren't playing the field at all. Definitely comes down to coaching, but we couldn't flip the field like we used to do, man. It was just, pretty bad. But hopefully, we just get the special teams coach in here, and that changes everything. The 3 phases that we had last year, it was just the offense that was slacking. Defense, special teams, like, we really had it good, man. And I feel like we took it for granted. This year, everything just went into the shitter. But just looking forward to better times. Beastbreaker, man, just be patient, man. Be patient. Anxiety level. Understand that you have some stuff going on, man. Like, some of us here, we say some things or whatever just to bust chops. For the most part, we're all New Jersey, New York guys. We're all Jet fans and whatnot. So it's just, it's fun and games. Don't get it too personal.
Like this guy.
Hey, man, that Chiefs fan's a legend, man.
That's right.
I see you made it home safely, Chiefs fan. Enjoy that Chinese food, man.
Hey, Kev, great call, man. Appreciate you as always.
Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great, and I emphasize great, Chef Kevin, who'll be joining us. Him and his I believe his wife and his son will be joining us at the Asmaniac Knicks game on March 22nd. So I'm looking forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw Chiefs fans on hold, so I'll get them. But this guy, is up next in the pecking order. But hold on, let me just get caught up on the Super Chats. Big fella, my brother Chef Kev's a legend. Amen. Ralph checks in. Thoughts on a Joe Brady / Josh McCown partnership? I don't know if there's any relationship there between the two. I mean, if Joe Brady's here, he's the head coach. And he'd call the plays, I'd imagine. I mean, could he have McCown as his OC? I guess. But would McCown lead the Vikings for that job with a coach? I don't know if he knows. I don't know. All right, here we go. Up next is Focus on the Trenches defense.
Hey, what's going on? You hear me?
I hear you.
Hey, man. Yeah, I am. I mean, we've had a very rough season, obviously, but I mean, I miss those days when we used to punch people in the mouth and we had a physical defense and we were strong in the trenches. And I feel like we're not like that anymore. Our defense was I feel like our defense sucked this year.
Anytime they needed a big stop, they failed to do it all year.
Last year, we used to punch people in the fucking face, and that's what we got to get back into. We got to be physical, so I feel like we got to get back to that. I want to get Mason Graham out of the defensive tackle from Michigan or Will Johnson out of the cornerback. We need a good corner. We need to focus on defense, get back into that. I think DJ Reed might leave next year, and I say we should keep Aaron Rodgers for one more year because there's not really any other options. And yeah, I mean, and then we get to keep Devontae Adams. So there's a lot. I mean, obviously you got to see who the coach is, but whoever the coach is, it needs to be a fucking leader. Needs to be a leader of men that could get the team to buy in and believe in them. Like Josh McCown, I think might be all right. If he's like Kevin O'Connell, that'll be a fucking steal.
That would be the hope, that you're hiring like that type of offensive mind, and you might be hiring him a year early than like what the hype would be around him a year from now. So I'm open to that.
Or Slowick, or the guy.
Not Slowick.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
No to Bobby Slowdick, as Peter Castro would say. No, thank you. All right, this last call has got to be quick because I have a Knicks game to get to. So, ladies and gentlemen, sing along.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill. Yo, what up? My bad if my shit was static earlier. I had the mic so close up.
Where's the Chinese food? Show it off.
I told you I ate. They were doing a medium. Buy a medium, buy a few egg rolls, get a small free. I gave the egg rolls to my friend, and I ate gave my friend half of the small, and I ate half of the small and the large fried rice. And
sounds like it was tremendous. Is that fair to say?
My friend got the sweet and sour chicken, so he shared some of that. I'm gonna be regretting it later because I know my IBS is gonna kick up, but I'm like, I was walking home and.
You said your IBS is gonna.
My IBS is gonna kick in because of the onions, but because I can't have onions.
Is it possible it could kick in at any moment?
No, it doesn't kick in until the next day.
You sure?
No.
Chiefs fan.
Good one. Good one. My fart humor comes from Terrence and Phillip, especially bigger, longer, and uncut. If you've seen that South Park movie.
I haven't, but Tiff does want you to hear more about your IBS. And
Yeah,
she's a
my
lady.
bad. My bad. Sorry about that, Tiff. My bad.
No, Tiff wants more.
Oh, she said don't.
Oh, I read it wrong. That's my bad.
Yeah, my bad, Tiff. Yeah, I said my bad. But I'm glad I made it home on time. I was able.
Alan wants to know, what would you rate that Chinese food establishment?
Since I've been going there since I've been a kid, and they rebranded multiple years. As a kid, it was good. In my 20s, it was bad. Now I'm in my 30s because taste buds change. It's really good. I lucked out to get some of the freshest fried rice that they had because they were making fresh fried rice, and I paid an extra $2 to add some Brussels.
Tiff is claiming that you pooped yourself on your way home. That's not true, is it?
No, I'm not an old man. But I paid a few dollars to have those Bell Sprouts put in there. Like I used to love eating them. Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Number 1 seed.
Thank you. I'd love to be the number 1 seed. Like I said, I'll be happy to make it to the Elite Eight, Final Four championship. I'm just a humble guy.
I think we might have saw a championship preview earlier when you and Lane Train were on the line together.
Yeah, and if Lane kicks my ass, it's fine. Lane deserves it. He's the best one around here. Lane's even more chill than me.
Lane, you, Bobby Midnight, V-Man, Charles, Beastbreaker, David T. A lot of people's stocks are rising this month already.
Yeah, I just gotta say this. I'm like, I don't mean to start beef with anyone, but Beastmaker, relax. I understand you're going through a lot of stuff. If you're allowed to have scented candles in your apartment, that's what I do. If I'm really, really, really pissed off, I'll walk a mile to my friend's place, pop an edible, and get on his Xbox. There's something always to look forward to in life. I know life might be shitty right now, man. But 1 week down the line, you might meet someone that you really click with. Say you really click with someone and you really want to talk to them, or you hit it off and find your new significant other. Life always throws you curveballs, but at the same time, life always throws you fastballs that you can just knock out the fucking park. Sorry for the language.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
My bad for the language, but life may throw you curveballs, but there's always the chance to get back up and push through it, and there's no reason to take it out on other people. Because when you take it out on other people, you bring more negativity and you bring more hatred into your life. And that's one thing I learned from that reform school that they sent me to when I was in high school. I went from juvie to high school to back to juvie to a reform school, and it didn't click until age 22 that everything they said was right. Because you're young and you're dumb, and then once you hit age 20, 25, you start getting it. And once you hit your 30s, you just want to knock your 20-year-old self out. At least I do. Because my 20-year-old self was stupid up until age 22. But just to get back on football, I think
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Great take by Chiefs fan there. Great advice. Tremendous. Peter Castro says, Chiefs fan running away with the number 1 seed. Let me tell you, the committee has a tough job. I don't envy them. But I will say this. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Hit the like button. If you're still watching, God bless. There's still 300-something of you guys in here live. So please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you guys next time. Join the Patreon if you haven't already. Get in our Discord where Chiefs fan is an active participant in the Discord. Hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful evening. If you're going to the Garden tonight, say hello. If you run into me, I'll talk to you guys soon. Go Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is none other than Chiefs fan. Hello, Chiefs fan.
Yo, last night I was outside talking and I walked over and checked on my neighbor and I found out my neighbor passed away in his lawn chair. So
this call was not going where I thought it was going. Chiefs
well,
fan. I'm not gonna lie to you.
the old man had bladder problems. Let's just say that he was 90s. He didn't take his medication, and he was gonna smoke a cigar with me, but he wasn't there.
Is it a real story?
This is a real story.
And he passed away on his lawn chair in the middle of the Super Bowl.
Walked inside of his house, checked on his dog, poured a shot of vodka, and I'm like, this isn't gonna be enough. Chugged about 1/4 of the vodka that we usually drink. I'm like, the old man had to die during the big game, but yeah, I was happy we won.
Yeah, hey, Chiefs fan, congrats on the Super Bowl win, man. I don't know what to say. I figured this was going to be a celebratory call for the great Chiefs fan, and it was not that.